Hello, everyone. I'm Lady Calamere. I am doing my 266th presentation, and it will be on the goddess Mokosh. And we have with us Loki Lofison. So, anyways, the goddess is from the Slavic pantheon. Now, depending on whether it was the East Slavs, the West Slavs, or the South Slavs, you had many goddesses or used or some places there was only one goddess or one main goddess that was revered, and that was Mokosh. Her name derives from the word moist, and she deals with the moist, fertile earth, the mixing of water and earth. Her day is Friday. Her planetary powers is earth, and her element is earth and water. Water mixed with earth. I already got to stop a fight. So, anyways, Mokosh can be put on to definitely the mother phase of the goddess, as well as sovereign queen. Her She is very approachable, but she also has a warrior aspect where she will protect and defend those she loves, and she is good. She is used to protect women and children. Now, this card is the card Mokosh, and it comes from Goddesses of the World by Relmi, Sasha, and Sylvia Damiano. And it comes in this nice box too. Where's my Joker? Come on, come down. So she dealt with back then traditional woman's work. She is still the goddess of women and children. And yes, men can worship her, but she's very partial to women and to pregnant women. So her influences goes to land and water, fishing, and she deals with spinning and weaving and agriculture. She is a goddess that deals with the production of food from the earth. She is a goddess to help the earth become fertile, the animals to become fertile, and for humans to become fertile. She is depicted as a very beautiful woman with usually long blonde hair and an oversized head and long arms. When the forced conversion to Christianity happened, this goddess was replaced with Saint Paraskeva. I'm trying to remember Pianitsa, I believe. But also, they start comparing her in order to convert the pagans to Mother Mary. And they try to denote the fact that she was a goddess that dealt with the sheep as saying, well, this is Mary bringing the flock to Jesus. Excuse me. The shape that's attributed to her is called a rhombus. Why is my thing acting crazy again? It's like it doesn't want to focus. Well, which cat do we have here? We have Sir Mew Mew. Hey, wanna boop? Boop. Hey! Wait a minute. That's not Sir Mew. No wonder why he bit me. Loki don't like boops. It's the only cat that doesn't like getting boop on the nose and then getting pet because he's a weirdo. So we got Loki with us. So she has a large, depicted with long arms and a large head. And even today, she'll deal with weaving. She'll deal with spinning. She'll deal with sewing. She deals with the earth as well as domesticity. She deals with the home. She's a domestic goddess. She is dealing with the birth of children and the pregnancy of children, and she also deals with the modern day stay-at-home moms. So she is known as her role as a shepherdess. She is a goddess that her animals, I'm trying to think, sheep, the spiders, another thing is that she deals with wells, and WELLS, not the area, but of UK, but Wales. So she has been synchronized. I'm not saying she is the same goddess, but synchronized with the goddess Bridget and the Greek Titaness Gaia, but Gaia, it's pronounced Gaia in Greek. Mokosh is very revered throughout the Slavic nations, the Slavic tribes, I should say, and in some places more so than others. She has many children. Her husband is Perun, and her other consort is Velis, and sometimes Gerillo, depending. And one of the big conflicts that came out of Perun and Velis, and I did a presentation on Velis, and one day I'll do one on Perun, probably next, who knows, but one of the confrontation was that Velis kidnapped Mokosh, so there was a big battle. Now in other places, Mokosh was felt abandoned or ignored by Perun, the great god of thunder, which in storms his name literally deals with thunder. So when people say Perun, that means thunder. But she willingly went with Velis because Velis is pretty much a carbon copy looking of Perun, except that he has dark eyes and dark hair. So she willingly went with him, and this again infuriated Perun. And it said not only did she have children by Perun, she also had children by Velis. And again, the Slavic tribes spread out through a big part of the known world back then. She deals with fertility as well as the seed of the plant, the growing of the heart of crops and the harvest. So she revolves around that. Another thing that one of the things that really pissed off the Christians is not only because she's a pagan goddess, but here's the thing. When there was like a natural hole in the ground, or sometimes certain days they did not dig a hole in the ground. But they would, one of the things is in the hole in the ground is where people would go to and confess their transgressions to the earth, to the goddess. Now, Mokosh was seen as the earth itself, not just as a goddess, but also the planet Earth itself, the ground that they stand on. So they would say their transgressions or what they felt they have done wrong instead of going to the Catholic priest and saying, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been, I would say, 25 years since I've been in church." So the priest did not have power over them. You're supposed to go to the priest and confess your sins and be forgiven. But they were being forgiven by a hole in the ground. So there was even things that they said that back then, and I think in some places that it's considered bad to spit on the ground, for you're spitting on the mother. And there are certain days that you weren't supposed to put up a fence, that you weren't supposed to, plant seeds, that you weren't supposed to dig in the ground, and even some places even to build a home on the ground, because it was considered at this time an offense. During springtime, it was said that the earth, Mokosh, was in her pregnancy. That's Loki going cuckoo, by the way. He almost knocked everything over. So this is just like a basic goddess statue that I have here. You really don't get the... These are really nice cards. This is the back of the card, by the way. So each QR code is different in the back. And you see what it is? It says, "About my brain." Really nice. So Mokosh is a nurturer. Her power is that of life, the giving of birth and the nurturer. And in some places she even has a role dealing with death. Not that she is death. It is rare to find any statues of Mokosh. They have been destroyed thanks to the arrival of Christianity. So images of Mokosh is destroyed. Prince Volodymyr, he built about 6 statues and he erected them. And the only feminine he did, the divinely female statue he erected was of Mokosh. But when he converted to Christianity, he tore them down. so he tore them down. There are stories, depending where she is, that she was born as Volog. Others, areas of the Slavic, again, they were oral retellings of the story, is that she appeared from the void, and that she appeared from the void, from space, and that Svavog did not have anything to do with her creation. She is a goddess of prosperity, abundance, forgiveness of transgressions. Once you tell her and confess to her, she is pretty much the now we could say the womb in the tomb, unless you cremate it, but she is the earth itself. She can connect you with nature and trees and like the nature spirits. She is a goddess of endurance and strength and stability. She gives good fortune, but she can also take it away from bad people. She can fight off bad people and protect those in need. She defends those she loves. She's a caretaker. She helps produce the woman to have, after she gives birth, to produce breast milk, to lactate. She's the one, in order to get pregnant, she is the goddess who makes the woman be fertile, to release the ovary. She deals with the menstruation, a woman's period. She deals with all the phases and the changes of the woman and the hormone estrogen. She deals with the feminine hormone. So she deals with a girl's first period to a woman's last period and menopause. She deals with anything with a woman's hormones. Mokosh deals with the grain and agriculture. She is thanked for the food on the table and for the increase of the flock of sheep. So she has, like I said, her day is Friday. So she also deals with settling down and having a family. She is the matron. She is the goddess of marriage and the household. She is the goddess of comfort and protection. For your safe place should be your home. So she is good for protecting your home from intruders. She can use to be protect your home from break-ins. She helps protect women against crimes of rape and any type of sexual assault. But of course, you know, please use discretion. Be careful. Keep an eye out for anything. And again, I'm not victim blaming, but just, you know, an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure. I'll tell you that. You know, and sometimes when you throw caution to the wind can throw you. So watch out for that. She is the goddess of filling your refrigerator and freezer and cabinets up with goods, whether they're canned goods, frozen, fresh. So nowadays, she's a goddess that's going to help you with your garden to grow. So she's a goddess of growth, not just of physical growth, but also spiritual growth and mental growing. She can be very understanding, very patient, very loving. But remember, she does have a warrior side. She will protect and she will fight. She in some places in Slav, she deals with weaving of destiny and fate. So you can ask her to help you to make your own path in life. So she was also prayed to at wells, in the holy wells. So, you know, sometimes different cloths were left there and prayers were given to her. So even today you can go to a well, whether it's an old one or a new one, and pray to her. What's going on, Loki? You're tapping the cards, you're hiding, you're veiling the face of the goddess. What's going on? What's going on, little boy? So she represents the Rombo, the Rombo, RHOMBO, and she represents the interconnectedness of life, and also the constant turn of the wheel of fortune. On the tarot, I would put her on the earth, the world. I would also put her on the Empress. And also, since she deals with spinning and everything and fate, I would also put her on the Wheel of Fortune. And even the Priestess card, she would do well with that. So those are the cards I would put her on. She represents the spiritual realm as well as nature. They always gotta make noise, guys. So if you're new to this channel, realize that I got 7 chaotic animal cats here. So one can wish they would behave, right? Not my cats. They're spoiled rotten. They live in a land of spoiled rotten. And another thing, she is good for protecting pets. She's good for protecting pets. Make no mistake about that. So, there's a lot that has been lost because, again, these were oral traditions, and when Christianity came, we know how well that worked out, right? And now in some of these places, you have Islam going on, but it was Christianity that was stomping it out. So Mokosh does still have a big following with the Rodnovery, especially the Rodnovery women, and these women will make images, graven images out of the stone to pray to, and they're called the Mokosh stones. And sometimes like they're breast shaped or breast shaped boulders, and they are made to hold power. They are made to hold immense power. Mokosh, in this tradition of Rodnevery tradition, is, I mean, she's prayed to every day, of course, but the tradition is like twice a year. It's mm, uh, usually the possibly around October 28th, but it's usually like the last Friday of October and the first Friday of May. Again, Fridays are sacred to her, but you can worship her anytime. Of course, we know that Friday is ruled over by Venus. So when you look at spider webs, they would be sacred to Mokosh because they have been woven by spiders. So during her certain days, it's not good to kill a spider in your home or a bee or an ant. And during those days, you actually there's one really sacred to her. And some places in the Slavs it's March 20, right around March, mid March to late March, where is this one day where you wouldn't do any, women are not supposed to do any housework. No housework should be done, you know, because you're busy honoring the goddess. Now, the Slavs had three realms, dimensions of existence. So, you have like the land of the living, the land of the dead, and the godly realms. So, so women at one time made distaffs out of fibers, especially hemp fibers, and offered it to the goddess in a sacrifice. Hemp was harvested in late October. So now women now make distaffs out of corn fibers, as corn is grown more. But now hemp is starting to get grown more. But that depends on where part in the world it's grown. You spring the spring a holiday her spring holiday was about fertility. So it's that day you shouldn't have disturbed nature. Like even digging in your garden is prohibited because you're hitting the goddess. And you weren't even not spitting on the ground, not plucking grass or plucking weeds on that day because it's like pulling her hair and disrespecting her. This was a day, this is a day to, contemplate nature, relax and worship the goddess and have some fun and celebrate the goddess, to honor her. Pregnant women, when they were pregnant, when they were picking herbs for whatever, cooking or healing or magic, what they would do when they picked the herbs, they would lay down on the earth first and then pick it. Of course, women, when they get very heavy with child, they would need someone to help them get up or have a staff with them to get up. The Norse, not the Norse, well, some people synchronize this goddess with the Norse goddess Frigga. But the R's are rolled. It is good idea to pray to Mokosh if you worship her when you're starting your garden, or to pray over the fertilizer and the soil that you have bought. To pray, and you can keep for like a little pot of soil or a little container of soil and fertilizer and pray to the goddess. But don't let your cats get at it, because this type of soil is not good for them to eat. So what are some of the things that you can offer this goddess? Come on, leave Miss Kitty alone. You got want to treat Loki? Look what I got. Look what I got. Speaking of which, when I talked about hemp, elite hemp product. So hemp can be offered to her. And where it is legal, I can't tell you to do anything illegal, is you can offer her some weed or hemp products or any product made of hemp, corn, and products made from corn, and wheat, and products made from wheat. She is also a goddess of pleasure, of being happy and love. Feel free to give this goddess sweet things, honey. Modern day, you can talk about sugar cane, and some of this is gonna be modern. Moon cakes, why not? Cakes and ale. But modern days, you can give her wine. A sweet wine is also a good idea. Champagne, fruit, stuff that comes from the farmer's market is best, or your garden. Otherwise, you If you don't have a farmer's market or a local farm, then just go to the grocery store and get her some fruits and vegetables. Another thing that's associated with her is wool. Spun wool. So that's another thing you can put on your altar. Make sure your cats don't get it, because my cats would just tear it apart. And also, there's also like a way of spun wool, a lump spun wool that is wet to give to her. Again, she is moist. Her name means moist and moisture. So mud. Mud. Plants and flowers can be given to her. And we think about scents. I would attribute patchouli to her, the smell of patchouli oil. That is a good scent. Also, flowery stuff like roses and rose oil, jasmine. Think of sweet hibiscus tea. That's a flower. I've come across my years and years and years and years of research on this goddess is linden. So linden tea. Linden flowers, the linden tree. So she likes one of the things that you can give her is moss agate. That's a good stone. Also, quartz crystal is a good stone for her. So her primary places are like at wells. Oak trees is also deals with her. So at a foothill, sorry, I go back to trees. At the foothill of a oak tree, especially if it's next to a little river or next to a river or a spring of water. And that is said where she takes her wool or her thread and spins the destiny for newborns. So you can ask her to give a good declare a good fortune for a child that's going to be born. So, and when you look at the Kievan Chronicles, when I talked about Volodymyr, and she was the only female deity or the goddess that was considered powerful and worthy enough to have a huge idol erected in Rodnovery, Kiev. But this is in the 10th century now. So Volodymyr he also erected a statue of her. She protects women during childbirth, so we can find, where else can we find her? In labor rooms. Where labor in a hospital, the labor rooms. You could pray to Mokosh in nurseries. In a hospital nurse, of course, don't go, sneaking into a labor room or the nursery because you're going to get your ass arrested and you deserve it if you have no business being there. So, yeah. But those, like, in the nursery part of the room, natural holes in the earth is another place where she can be honored. And actually be careful of this, going near a sinkhole. It's not a good idea. You can get killed. But when you think about sinkholes, it's also hers. How long have I been talking about? Wow, 41 minutes. Woo, it's hot in here. All of a sudden it got real hot. But I do recommend these cards. Aren't they? They're very beautiful. You can get them at your New Age store, bookstore, occult shop, or Amazon. So check it out. Hang on, I gotta. So, another service offering you can do is help clean up the environment, recycle, reduce, reuse, and recycle. To be more conscious of how you treat this planet. To, to give to charities or to help a charity, help Earth, and to keep the food chain around and help animals that are endangered or plants that are endangered so they do not go out of existence and become extinct. I mean, plant a tree, plant flowers. She is also a goddess to help you talk to trees and communicate with trees, tree hugging. She can also be used to ground energies. If you're having problems with ground and centering, she can help you to ground and to center. And that's also important before magic and after magic to come back in the ground. And one of the ways you can ground is hug a tree and push your energy into it. Of course, it's another way of putting your forehead and hands onto the earth and just tapping it and letting it go. And it's another way where you can pray to the earth. Of course, during her days, you don't want to slap it. You just want to pat it. Kissing the ground that you walk on. Blowing a kiss to the earth. You know how some people put their head on the ground, kiss the ground that they come on, or if they've been, held as prisoner in another country and they come back to their homeland and they kiss the ground. That's pretty much respecting the ground. The earth, the land. Loki, leave him. Leave. Loki, you want some him? Okay, you little friggin' drug addict. Yes, this is safe for cats. Here you go, you little drug addict. No, 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 you're not eating on the card. No, you're not eating on the card. You can eat off the box. There you go, you little drug addict. You little stoner. And no, there's no THC. And now I lost the lid. Oh no. I don't want to give you too much because you got urinary issues. Well, he doesn't have them now, but he's a cat with FLUTD, so I have to keep him on a urinary diet to keep him safe. So, anyways, what else do I want to talk about her? Wait. I hate when I forget things and I want to talk about something. And then I forget because I don't have notes. But when I don't want notes. So, archaeological evidence that I could find dates back to around at least 7th century BCE, before Common Era. So that's BC, before Christ. I like using BCE. So yeah, so Mokosh was I did talk about Mokosh being Vladimir or Volodymyr. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong because I see it sometimes as Vladimir the Great, Volodymyr the Great, the Kiev Sanctuary. So where he had other deities like Strigborg, Dashborg, Perun, Simargil, Kors, and then he had Mokosh built. Hey, I remembered at least that. So she also deals with not only with the sheep but also shearing of sheep. Shearing, that's very important. And shearing of sheep. Of course, do it with consciousness and without hurting the animal. And without being mean. There's no reason why we have to be mean while the shearing of sheep. She deals with the organs of women. So our vulva, the vagina, the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the breast, the milk ducts, all of that is hers. Progesterone, the estrogen, all that deals with her. She also deals with the house and home. And your home could be an apartment. It could be a mansion or a hovel. She deals with the home. Doesn't matter how big or small. It could be a one-room place or a place with 100 rooms. It doesn't matter. She deals with the home. And we know that also another planet that deals with the home is Saturn. Just saying. I'm not saying she is Saturn, but she is Earth. So some of her noted children is Morana, who I talked about, as well as Jarillo. So there is a Mokosh statue, a modern wooden statue, which is in the Czech Republic. There's a wooden statue of this goddess, but it's modern. I didn't want to forget that while I was having my temporary brain farts just before. So you can see this is very pretty card. And I can read a little bit about it. So it's card 34. Mokosh, nurture your soul. The Slavic goddess of earth extends her nurturing arms to guide you as you rekindle your bond with nature. Remember that by tending to the earth, you are nurturing your own soul. Your efforts ripple outward, impacting the harmony of the entire planet. Find solace and purpose in this sacred connection. And then you can scan the QR code to know more. This is the book. Isn't it pretty? Very pretty cards. And of course it has silver. See, it's gilded with silver. Really shiny cards. It's a matte finish. So if you like matte finish. Put it in So I don't have. I found that there was like a cloth image on Amazon. It's a doll made of cloth. You can find a Mokosh, but I don't have it. I only have this image of her. So that's why also I have the goddess image here, just your generic goddess, very beautiful statue. So Mokosh is very giving, but we should also give back to her. As Mokosh gives, we should give back. She is gentle as a lamb, but she can be as ferocious as a lion when she needs to. And yes, she is approachable. So, like I said, she's a personified deification of the earth. And she still works with, weaving clothes, spinning clothes, sewing, and nowadays designing clothes. So you can make a skirt, you can make a dress, you can make a jacket, you can make a blanket, you can make sheets, you can sew whatever you want. You can make dolls, make of yarn dolls, and do this all in the honor of the goddess. And you can make things for her out of yarn or wool. You can make her a little shawl. You can make her a little blanket. You can make her images out of wool. You can make her dolls. You can spin a little hat and put it on her altar. You can put your knitting tools and anything that you use to knit or crochet or sew. You can have her by your sewing machine. You can have her with your you can put your sewing kit there. So again, with modern things, we can do more things for her. So you can't go wrong with chocolates. You just can't go wrong with candy and chocolates for her, and sweet things made of honey. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I also would like to give you a message of not drinking and driving. I know someone who got arrested on March 29, 22, and of course charges were filed on 11/08/22, and then probation on 4/24/23. Plus you will it's just public record. So don't drink and drive. especially, with Samhain coming up October 31st. I know people like to party, but I just like to give you announcements. If you use, please don't. Uh, it's really sad that this guy, had to do that, because not only you put your life in danger, you put the lives of everyone else at risk. And it's not fair. So, and I don't care if it's in the dead of the night, you can still put people at risk. Also, I would also like you to donate to single mothers or to a women's shelter. Donate clothes, donate, towels, donate food. Donate goods. Be mindful of what you do, like getting behind a wheel, being inebriated. Even if it was just one drink, it can cost you your freedom. It really can. So be careful out there. Also give to children's charities, orphans, and if you're able to, and if you want, foster a child, right? Or adopt a cat, adopt the dog, adopt a rabbit. Everyone talks about adopting a cat and dog. What about other birds, like animals and birds and rabbits? Or maybe even, you can even get a chinchilla. Some people give away their chinchillas to animal rescues. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. If you think I did a good job, it tells me I'm doing a good job. That's the way you can pay me. And thank you for, tuning in and staying with me this long. And treat my presentations like a podcast with some funny hijinks of these cats. Oh, you look like you had enough CBD, boy. You're not getting any more, you stoner. There's no THC in it, but this is pretty good. Like I said, CBD. I'm not promoting this. I have no stock in this company. Just saying, it just kind of calmed him down now. Now he hears it and he wants those treats. But come on, you want to say goodbye to everybody, Loki? Come on, Loki. Say goodbye. Come on. He's like, give me those treats. As always, blessed be.